Well, Greg, I know Wiggy was amped up about the Boston Red Sox trading for Garret Crochet, a step in the right direction. Maybe didn't sign a big free agent yet, didn't actually spend cash, but they spent prospects.
Curtis is not happy because they haven't spent money yet, and I understand that. But this is a big deal. Like, this is, as I said earlier, this is the golden dong that was available for you when it comes to an ace, and you got him.
Yeah.
And he's only 25.
Yep.
And so you got him for 2 years, short money.
Right.
Like, it's, if you can get Burns and you can spend that money,
right,
then you are going to win the division.
Well, if you get a bat, there's a lot of things that you could still do, which I still think they're gonna do, because, like you said, the trade is great, but it seems like, all right, there's pieces out there in free agency that could obviously help you.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, with the Garret Crochet trade, we heard from Craig Breslow and how excited he is to bring Crochet to Boston.
I feel like we got a legitimate number one starter in Garrett, left-handed, ton of swing and miss, massive strikeouts, and feel like the best is still in front of him. So we're excited about what he brings, and obviously we needed to trade really good players in order to be able to do this, but that's the cost right now, and we're very much focused on what we were able to get, the excitement that we have around adding him to the rotation. It adds depth, it adds quality, bona fide ace, and someone like that, like I said, that we feel is going to continue to improve. Really excited about getting him into our pitching infrastructure, getting a chance for him to work with Bales, and winning a bunch of games at Fenway Park for us.
When it comes to having the prospects to do a deal like this, Curtis, you mentioned Chaim Bloom, but do you give some credit to Dave Dombrowski too?
Yeah, I think, listen, this is yesterday was a great day. I'm happy Wiggy's right. I think that they're making the right decisions. This is obviously people that know far more about baseball than I do like the move. I'm just saying, if you're going to have $700 million sitting on the table that Juan Soto doesn't take, there are a lot of guys out there right now that you could spend it on and get your team in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think they still have to do that. Like, I think everybody's happy with the move, but it looks like
Well, some are whining about the move because you gave up prospects and they're calling him a rental. A rental is a half a season guy in my mind, not a 2-year guy, but people are
and you could still sign him to a long-term deal.
You can.
But what is a rental?
Are they going to be willing to pay? We're going to be back at that point again with this team.
But what does a rental generally mean when teams go and get rentals?
Well, I think it generally means it's till the end of the season. It's at trade deadline time.
No, but what's their thought process when they go get rentals?
Win.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a rental and you're thinking of winning, and that means you should still be in the market of signing guys that can help you win now, whether that is like a Bregman or a Corbin Burns, where it's like, oh, we now have a rental that can help us. 2 legitimate aces. We might lose one because he is a rental, but we still have the other guy, but it gives us the best chance to win now.
I also think it's beneficial that this guy is a pitcher because, as you notice with like the Max Fried deal, pitching contracts aren't out of control in the same way that hitter contracts are with the Juan Soto deal. So I think they'd probably be much more willing to swallow a big pitcher contract than they would be for $700 million for Juan Soto.
But I would say that Fried just signed the biggest deal of any left-hander in the history of baseball.
Baseball, so it was a pretty big deal.
No, I know it's a big deal, but I mean comparatively,
$218 million.
Yeah, but compared to Juan Soto, it's what, a third of the price.
Well, Greg is a big deal too. I mean,
that's true.
All right, what's next, Shine?
Well, we can actually hear from Juan Soto's agent and the agent of many baseball players, Scott Boris, at the winter meetings, talking about how players view the Red Sox and their interest in the current free agent market.
I have ownerships directly involved, and Brez has been certainly out to visit me a lot, and their direction and hope, I think, is registered. I think the results are more hopeful than what's happened to date, but obviously they're certainly a part of the process as the Boston Red Sox, and I think a lot of players covet and value that market, and they have an opportunity to be very successful.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. If the
Right.
money is there
Right.
and there's no reluctance on the part of players to come to the organization
Right.
for whatever reason, then they ought to be able to get one of these deals or maybe two of them done.
Right. And I don't think it seems like just like following the sports, I feel like baseball and hockey, it's really like guys don't look at Boston like, oh, I wouldn't want to go there and play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in football and basketball, you always see like, Boston's not a huge destination for these guys, like for whatever the reasons are. But I feel like in baseball and hockey, I think free agents are like, all right,
Well, what do you mean by that? I mean, they want to go somewhere where they have a chance of winning, right? If the money is equal, they want to go somewhere they have a chance of winning next.
Right, but we always get
always get into the nightlife thing.
Well, I get into those elements of it because it's part of the conversation when we start to talk about just living experiences and all those things. It seems like anytime we talk football and basketball, it becomes maybe Boston isn't the best destination for athletes. Like, they don't necessarily want to go there. We don't really go down that road in baseball and hockey.
That's because in the NFL and the NBA, it's pretty locked in what players are going to get. So it's like there's the cap in the NFL where players are going to go to a relatively the same amount of money for each team. So it's about winning early. Your career's not as long. And in basketball, it's all about the same money. So you're easily able to pick where you want to go. It's not like the Lakers can offer something that the Clippers can't.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being, I guess, a factor when it comes to the Patriots, because if you want to live in the city, then you got to drive out to Foxborough all the time. I don't think it's an issue with the Red Sox.
But look where guys sign in Green Bay. I mean, it's not like Green Bay is some metropolis.
I think it's, I mean, yeah, I get it. You would know better, but I just think it's far down on the list. Money being number one.
Yeah,
and a chance to win being number two.
I agree with you.
I mean, Von Miller is in Buffalo right now. Not exactly a hotbed of fun.
No, and Greg, I'll always lean towards money first, and then, that being the most important thing, and then winning second. And then I'm just saying, it's just really a conversation we don't have in the other two sports.
Yeah. Well, I think if the money is there, then they should be, and they want to spend it, which will be the question that Curtis is asking, then they should be able to go out and get somebody. I should hope. All right. That is They Said It, Shime?
Yes, it is, Greg.
A quick back and forth on what they said yesterday in sports. 12 days of Chris Curtismas in 1/2 an hour at 8:45. Your chance to win. Don't miss the re-gifting today is extraordinary, Curtis.
It really is. And we have bonus re-gifts that Greg has thrown into the batch here.
Yeah. I think I will re-gift. I got an unbelievable gift from the Red Sox. I got to thank them for that, Curtis. I don't know how they've been so busy wheeling and dealing, pulling off an incredible deal